Pounders? Welcome back. Ripping on live about 5 minutes early here. Want to cover some Underdog news. Wasn't a whole lot today. We're still waiting on Rodgers. Seems like he's got a deal in place with the Giants are in play and the Steelers. Curious who you guys like better. Leave your comment down below. I want to see him go to Pittsburgh just because I have a DK bag. That is really, it comes down to those biases right there. This is interesting though. Ian Thomas signs with the Raiders. And at first glance, it's like, why? Could you see Michael Mayer getting moved? Could Michael Mayer get moved here? I think this is at least interesting. Keep an eye on that. Michael Mayer, a lot of tight end needy teams. Some of those teams are catching up, though. We see Denver bringing in Ingram, Chargers bringing in Conklin. Interesting if they don't touch it, tight end in the draft. But some of these rookie tight ends, landing spots, starting to dry up just slightly before the NFL draft. We are waiting for +7 for the bigger board. It does look like we will be able to fill this. So if you guys want to do this live on stream, potentially win it live on stream, jump in with us. Waiting on 6. This is definitely going to get filled. We're doing this today. This is awesome. A little midday, little work draft for the boys. Not me, but you. Pounders, what's up, dude? Jason in the house. Too cool, rad. TB Bucks, Drew getting in here, hitting the like button early, I presume. Appreciate you guys. Let's cover a draft I did today that felt really good. Let's call it a little $100 draft warm-up. We're drafting from the 10 hole, and we get neighbors. We get neighbors at 10. Let's we'll pull up the draft board after, I guess. Josh Allen and Tua, though. I don't have a ton of Tua. Get him to slide about 14 picks, and we pair him with Achane. That's basically where it stopped there. That's where the magic stopped. But Achane, Kamara, Etienne, Charbonnet, Spears, and RJ Harvey. This room felt really good to me. And I'll show you why. Getting Etienne a couple picks after and Charbonnet a couple picks after. When we bring in a player that I don't really like here in Shakir, but we correlate him with Josh Allen, he falls a few picks. Not going running back here is like going Shakir over even like Jalen Warren and some of the RBs in that range. Tony Pollard, it's just strange. It's just strange that he's there. I don't know if I'm the only one like that. I know Adam's not big on the Buffalo pieces, and we see Josh Allen consistently spike without bringing anyone else, any other pass catcher along with him. I think we actually saw more spike weeks with James Cook than we did any of the receivers last year. So I'm not too heavy on him. Here we get to bring in our first Keon Coleman share at 130 correlated. I'm going to do it. Like, I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to do that. We're waiting on 5 for the bigger board, 4 for the bigger board. Let's go. It's happening. It's happening. But neighbors worthy. Chris Olave, Shakir. We reach up on Travis Hunter, 87. Just made sense in that range where we needed a receiver. And it was, God, who was the best available at the time? Now I'm curious. When Travis Hunter over Cooper Kupp, Brendan Ayuk, Michael Pittman. That's basically Mooney. I'm good with it. Like, if he plays receiver, let's make that bet. And we're cooking there. Keon Coleman, Darius Slayton, and then Kyle Williams, everyone's like new favorite 20th round click that I'm just going to take in the 19th because he's going to rise. He's getting buzz. He's getting buzz from all the influencers. I like his tape. Yards after catch type of guy. Sort of like Rashi a little bit. And then 4 tight end build. Not very common for me, but I just think this is where the capital was best spent, was a fourth tight end. Like, RBs are solid. Wide receivers, we stop at 8. Looks pretty solid here, especially if Travis Hunter plays receiver. Draft like you're right. Ertz, Hunter Henry, Harold Fanning, we get to slide. You know what? We get Hunter Henry to slide a little bit, and we bring in Conklin too. Raymond, dude, welcome, bro, to the Spoons. Let's go. Appreciate you joining, dude. I drop a few. We got to drop a few for that. +4 for the bigger board. This is going to be our 3rd draft. It's a 5 entry max. Yeah, I'm curious. You guys like the 4 tight ends there? Because I'm not typically going 4 tight ends. I do think Zach Ertz is a pretty good value. Hunter Henry is, I haven't wildly been on him, but you got to think when they bring in Hooper for another year, it's probably good for Hunter Henry that they're not going to spend too much capital at a tight end. They could still bring someone else in, but we'll see. We'll see. They still have Jaheim Bell there, so I don't think they're going to touch at tight end. One thing we probably will see is Drake May is going to rise. After the NFL draft, he's just going to rise, right? They go receiver, he rises. They go O-line, he's going to rise. So that's one thing I predict. It's pretty simple. Like, just expect Drake May probably getting a round boost at least, I would say, predictably. Jameis Winston, we boost up in the rankings most recently. But again, probably going Sanders, I would think, at 3. Probably going Shedeur. So I'm not going to go crazy on it. This was a team when I draft neighbors here. And I get the Tua slide. I'm like, with Josh Allen, I don't mind going Jameis Winston, right? I don't mind actually getting some zeros. But when you go Winston, you're probably making a 3 QB build. Not 100% on it. I just don't see him starting the whole year. So you're hoping he starts the season, the rookie comes in, fails, and then they throw in Winston for the last couple games. Like that's basically the Winston upside, in my opinion, in New York. Sort of like Danny Dimes with A-Rich, except I think it could go the opposite. I think it goes A-Rich, then Dimes comes in, then you see A-Rich at the end of the season because they want to develop him. So we'll see. Maybe Shedeur just straight up beats Jameis Winston out, and he's just a depth piece. I could see that as well. And then maybe you get a similar run out where it goes Shedeur, he fails, Winston, and then back to Shedeur, end of season. But we'll see. It's definitely interesting. Draft McCaffrey, biggest mistake everyone's making. He's going to go beast mode. Here's something I was thinking about today, actually. I was listening to Karane's pod, and you have to listen. You have to listen to people that go ahead and just look at every different angle. And one of the things before we get to CMC that I really liked was the Tracy comment where they're just like, isn't it just all like you're assuming too much risk with Tracy right now, which I completely agree with. In this range at 77, if they bring someone in, which I mean, I expect the Giants to bring in someone for running back to challenge this role. He's going to fall. He's going to fall. But doesn't mean he still can't hit. But McCaffrey, if you get any type of positive news, like anything, he's going to rise. Like, this isn't wrong. It just depends on, do you think it's going to be real or not? We got that news last year that, he was healthy. There was some smoke screen in there last offseason for most of the offseason. Will they just smoke screen us again? I don't think we're going to know really until like a preseason game. And even then, is he guaranteed to play in that preseason game? You're just not going to know till week 1. I'm okay with being under on CMC. I think his best days are behind him. There's also San Fran is just, I don't want to be overweight really on anyone in San Fran except for maybe Kittle. I like Kittle. I just can't get to him at that price for some reason. And I don't mind it either. Let me pull up the rankings here. We just put out a new CSV rankings, also +3 for the bigger board if you guys want to rip one on the live stream, +3 for that. $100 bigger board. If you guys want the rankings, any tier of the Patreon down below in the description will get you it. Also, if you purchase bestballoverlay.com, you'll get 1 month of free CSV rankings. I typically update them at least once a week. It's going to depend on player news and how much that changes the market. Sometimes I've done 2 back-to-back days because you get that much player movement. But now that free agency's sort of scaled down, it's been a little easier. Let's fill this draft. Let's go. Looking forward to drafting with you. Just don't Just don't be next to me in the draft room. Don't be next to me. What's up, Eric? How you doing, dude? How you doing, man? We have adjusted the ranks here on the right. Jaden Higgins, big riser in the ranks. Put him in a spot that now, like, you have to basically, if you want him, you have to select him. It's closer to the 150s, 140s range. And wanna what? In this draft room, actually, I thought I could push him, I think, a few picks. Where'd he go? Where did he go? He went here. He went at 132. I thought I could push him to 135. And yeah, he's been flying with the board. So where do we have him ranked? His ADP is 151. I believe we have him ranked in the Higgins. Jaden Higgins. We have him at 135. So really sharp scoop by that guy, pinching us in the 12 hole at 132, where we had the correlated Keon Coleman after 15 picks after ADP. Of course, that's what happens. But +2 for the draft. Let's go. Let's go. I'm late. I missed it. Please say again. I think my mic cut out. Higgins or Tillman. See, this is a close one. I think this is actually extremely close. I think if you do get Sanders to go to Cleveland, if he goes to Cleveland instead of if they don't let him slip to the Giants, I'd be Tillman. It's just, where's Higgins land? Where's Higgins land? I still like Tillman's price though. Like, he goes in no man's land. It's just like there's no receivers over there. So he's just a very easy click for me. And really the bet is against him getting concussions, and I'll make that bet every time. So there is just no receivers here. Like, there are just no I'll go to ADP just to show it this way. Like, you have to bring him up. We brought him up. We brought Higgins up to this range where it's like, you can get stuck. If you only have like 5 receivers by Leggett, Quentin Johnston, like after Trey Harris, it's sort of panic mode to get your number 6 guy, in my opinion, unless you started 5 straight. But the wide receivers really, really thin out for the ADP ranks for Underdog, which is just so strange. But you can boost guys like Ellick. You can boost guys like Jalen Noel. We're a full round ahead. We stay ahead of these risers, and we try to get ahead of the fallers here. Clear example, Restrepo. Restrep slow. Restrep 40 slow. He's going to fall. He'll probably fall further than 202, but for now, that's where we put him. Jalen Royals, we're about 15 picks ahead, 16 picks ahead. Out of bullets for the bigger. Oh, my God, you savage. Absolute savage. Other guys, 22 picks ahead on Damian Martinez. We boosted him up. Brashad Smith, we brought him up to 183. Honestly, I think we could flip him with Elijah Mitchell too. KC, could you guys see KC bringing in a running back in the draft? You have 1 left? Even better. Even better. I know Underdog's been a little glitchy as of late. 1 left's even better. You're scared? Come on, Mooncat. Where? I must have missed the Mooncat comment. I'm in a meeting. +1, man. +1. Put it on auto. # trust the Pounders ranks. Trust the ranks. You have to. You have to. I put out a post on X that sort of caused some waves. A little spicy. Not too spicy though. I know Eric doesn't agree with it, which is fine. Nico Collins, I think, is a very interesting topic of conversation this year. Man, Man, do I tweet that much? Jeez, this is what my life has become. In here, between Amon-Ra and Nico, I'd say these three specifically. I just want 8% of each. But if we're doing high stakes, I'm just gonna put Amon-Ra ahead of Nico. And this could just be a take on the team, versus player. Higher powered offense. People are worried about OC change. I'm not too worried about OC change for Amon-Ra St. Brown's role. But man, Houston needs some help at O-line right now. It's getting a little scary in Houston. But yeah, Nico obviously is an absolute beast. What he was on track for was very, very impressive. He missed 5 games? So he was going full beast mode. I do think actually the Christian Kirk signing will be good for Nico. Also, I've slipped. This might just be draft position. What I'm getting, probably. We'll see. A little higher on JJ, which I like. A little higher on CeeDee Lamb, which I like. Puka, Neighbors. I do want to bring up the Amon-Ra, but personally, 8% here would be completely fine with me. Yeah. Last year, Nico was a smash. Year before, when we were on him in the 115s, he started in the 140s. That was an absolute smash. This year, I still think he's safe in the first round. It just comes down to who would I want in a higher stakes draft. Also, I don't know if the soft tissue injury is worrisome at all. Hammy could pop up again this year. Amon-Ra St. Brown, also known to just absolutely play through pain. Same thing with Lamb. People out on Lamb, I think, is so interesting. Based on what he did when Dak only played, 8 games? Come on. Dak only played 8 games. So, been doing a little tinkering in the first round here. And I don't think he gets back to this, but I think you see something in the 250 plus range pretty easily. Maybe something in the middle of these two would be the upside case. But I think the floor is basically like 230 in between these two. I don't know. It's CeeDee Lamb. They're probably going to draft a receiver in the first round. I don't think that necessarily hurts him. Is that going to bring him under 25% target share? No. Absolutely not. Dallas could go RB in the first round, too. It would be interesting. Neighbors fourth. Yeah, these are just ranking the receivers in the first round. Just receivers. However, I don't want 0 Puka, so we're just still going to have it like this. Puka's not someone that typically falls. +2 for the bigger board. Let's have a peek at my other teams. Drafts completed. The bigger board. Let's see, 3-8 March 8th. Josh Allen and Mahomes at 89. Henry, we fall on the Dobbins sword. We did that way too often. Pre-Najee news. Devin Neal, Spears, Ollie Gordon, Tyler Algier at 185 is insane. Kendra Miller, Nico, DK, Waddle, Pickens. Oh, God, this is pre-DK to Pittsburgh, too. Calvin Ridley as wide receiver 5 is nice. Wicks, Gabe Davis, and AD is kind of mid. We got Kincaid at 152 with Tyler Warren and Chiggy, I like. Tight end strong there. Pickens dead. He'll have a couple spike weeks. That's the thing. If you get Rodgers to go to Pittsburgh, you're not mad. Like, you're not mad at DK's ADP because, well, I mean, he fell from this a little bit, right? But his new ADP, and you're not mad about Pickens. Then this one was our last live streamed bigger board. Lamar, Penix, and Russell Wilson. Achane, Najee. This is post Chargers news, as you see. ETN, Javonte Williams, Garendo, and Jaden Blue. Pretty fun. London, Adams, Addison, Josh Downs, Ayuk at 85. I remember this pick was extremely painful for me. But we get Kirk at 109, Bond and Palmer. Palmer at 205 is nice. Pitts, Kadon, Schultz, just a good advance rate team. 4 out of 12 advance in these as well. The playoff structure is going to be smaller teams. Is it 1 out of 4 for the bigger board? Yeah, 1 out of 4, 2 out of 8, same. And then 1 out of 8, 23-seat final. With 30K to first, 20K to second, and not that big of a drop-off when you go into third, fourth, which is really nice to see. A little more top-heavy contest, which we like that. Over 10% to first, also a good sign. The biggest board is similar. It looks like a little less up top, but 250 entry fee. You see this with a little higher stakes. They sort of spread it out a little more, but you get your money back for advancing out of the first pod. Don't make anything until the next round, which that will make it a little more top heavy, which I like this. I like this format a lot. Let's go. Steve's in the house. What's up, dude? Steve had quite the year last year on Underdog. Steve, what did you end up finishing in those contests? I know you had some crazy sweats. I believe you finished pretty high in the big board, if I'm not mistaken. It's hard to keep track of everyone. The bigger board. Absolutely. Pickens needs to be traded. I don't know. Pittsburgh fans, I'm curious how Nez feels. He's got to be excited about DK coming in. Thing is, if you bring in Rodgers, oh man, I don't know. What's the upside case? You're looking for a little better season than Russ had. It's kind of tough. But +2 for the bigger board. If you guys have $100 and some bullets left, join us and draft this one live. Maybe this is the winner. The winner drafted on the live stream. Shout out to Josh, bestballoverlay.com, finishing in 21st. He doesn't even stream, but he recorded his draft using the overlay, coming 21st in BBM 5. What if the Steelers bring in Rodgers and Jackson Dart? Would feel gross either way. Yeah, it's a good shout, though. Steelers are definitely live to bring in a QB, probably. Let me see what their draft picks are, actually. Steelers draft picks. Because they used a second-round tendy, right, on Jalen Warren. Yeah. Yeah, interesting. First, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised for them to add a QB. I think it should be expected. Dart is going to go. Dart might go in the first. Fourth in the big board. So sick. So sick. And Al Bugs knew it. You guys can find Steve's content over at Fanspeak Network on the YouTube machine with his brother Meg. Just awesome duo. Fully recommend. Do we have Dart? Do we have Dart slander? Is there Dart slander here? The only Dart slander I have is that stupid necklace he wore during the combine. That was tough. Cam Ward had a good pro day. That should definitely be mentioned. Cam Ward dropping some in the bucket. Let's pull up that. Let's pull up the X. As we wait for 2 more for the bigger board. This was cooking, too. This was absolutely cooking. Because I was going to do a big board draft until this filled, but it looked like it was going to fill so fast. And we were down to +1, and then someone pulled out. Why did Xavier run the 40 is beyond me. But Cam Ward had a nice day, which he goes to Tennessee. Has Ridley already received that bump? Has Ridley already received the ADP bump? Because right now I have him flipped over Jaden Reed, which is almost guaranteed to happen if you get Cam Ward to go to Tennessee. I've been drafting like that since January. We've flipped Golden over Luther Burden. Golden is on track to flip Amika as well, should be noted. Tony Pollard, he probably gets a small bump as well. More sustained drives. But could Tennessee add an RB? They shouldn't. But these teams, you just never know. You just never know. We have Najee next to James Conner. Where's some spicies? We boosted Chris Godwin up a little bit. I know Drew will like that one. We have really suppressed Zay Flowers. I mean, his ADP shouldn't be that high. He has been falling, though. Like, he has been falling pretty consistently. But it's very tied. He's like very tied to Lamar drafters, which in my opinion keeps his ADP there, even though in my opinion he's likely not worth that ADP. We've slid Chuba over Joe Mixon. Some interesting stuff going on with the new CSV ranks, which I really, really dig. Trying to catch up on Aaron Hampton. Luckily, we got him in, I believe, a bigger board draft. And we're excited for GME earnings today. Did you see Chris Sims has Kyle Williams as wide receiver 2 over Tet? Dude, the wide receiver stuff is going to be very, very interesting this year in the NFL draft. All eyes are going to be on the draft for what's happening, who's going at 1. Is it going to be Golden? Is it going to be Tet? Travis Hunter, like what the hell is he playing? There's a lot of drama this year. It's pretty crazy. But if you do have like Golden landing with the Cowboys, like you're absolutely cooking. I do have Dallas marked to draft a receiver in the first round too. But that's why I really sacrificed my Luther Burden shares to go heavy on Golden and Amika. I guess Ridley too. But we'll see if it works out. We will see if it works out. Haven't drafted Myers in a good while. He was so mispriced to start the big board, though. He was like in every draft click for me for a while. No year 3 Flowers. I don't know. Is it a good thing that they bring D-Hop in? Are they like less likely to bring in a receiver? I just think even on a points per game basis, there's just not a lot there, especially for best ball, to deserve that high of a pick. I like the player. Coming out of BC, like, we're talking to a Boston cat here. Just the ADP is pricey, man. The ADP is pricey. This is something that was in last year's draft guide, was to fade Zay Flowers. Liked him the rookie year. And it was to fade Zay Flowers when you don't have Lamar, because his spike weeks are very heavily tied to Lamar Jackson, QB1, QB2 overall that week, spike weeks. So this year it's even tougher. Sean says, can't find the click for Flowers this year. 100% agree, dude. 100%. We're lockstep. If you have no issue with Jamo or Devonta, then you have no issue with Flowers. Well, I have Jamo down the board as well. we make sure these takes are fully lockstep. We have them down a couple picks here. But the thing is, like, I'm just getting Rice 4 picks ahead. Devonta Smith. The thing with Jamo is it's more of a belief that the OC change will hurt him more than anyone else on the team, right? Last year, he got more manufactured touches, which hurt Sam Laporta. Sam Laporta could just go back to being the second favorite target on the team. Like, you just got to see. You just got to see. But he is a best ball guy, so like I will bring him in when he falls. Rome, we just boosted Rome up a little bit. If they bring back Keenan Allen, I wouldn't be excited for Rome, but we'll see what happens here. Chicago, I think, goes RB too. So I wouldn't expect them to draft like a round 1 receiver. So we'll see. Does Chicago have 2 first-round draft picks this year? Here, let's show this so the people aren't drafting the wrong. +2 for the bigger board. Why do I think Chicago had two round 1s? They pick at 10. I guess a big surprise there would be like Omarion Hampton if Gentry's gone. That's probably the earliest I would say he could go. Another team that makes sense is Dallas. +3. This might not fill, boys. Want to what? We're gonna rip a big board while this sits. We'll just let it marinate. And I think we just 12 out of 12'd it. At least we get something. Oh God. We're at the absolute rump. We are in the booty spot in the 12 hole. So close. It is so hard to fill a draft higher stakes in the midday. It really is. Yeah, we know this is true. We know this is true. However, Swift does fall to spots where it's like, you can give me Swift at 140, like let's play ball. But after Ben Johnson goes to Chicago, it's definitely tough to click Swift there and be confident that they're not bringing anyone in a deeper RB class. It's a little dangerous there. We'll let this one sit. We'll let it marinate, though. Bigger board +3. If it fills, we'll switch over. No bad auto drafters in the 12 hole. I've seen some pretty cool drafts in the 12. It just never happens to me. Like, I've seen someone get, like, Neighbors and BTJ. Neighbors in, so I think it was Eric. Eric, if you're still here, I believe Eric had a crazy one he shared on X from the 12 hole. Yeah, you're going to see us go and get our guys in the 12 hole. You can easily get boxed out of QB. You just really got to go get your guys. So we'll make it a memorable one, that's for sure. Unless the bigger board fills, that will switch right over. Come on, baby. Yeah, so he got neighbors BTJ, which is very, very sick. Yeah. Crazy start. Give us... yeah, he's not letting us get Puka, that's for sure. How weird do we want to get in this? You know what I mean? How weird do you want to get? We're sitting with 16.7% Drake London, 19% HN, almost 10% Henry. I believe we've done this once off stream, and I might have shared this with the Pounders in the Discord, but like this is going to be next to 0% owned in the finals. Bindies! What's up, baby? Let's refresh. Let's get a little update on this here. Only 3 teams of CMC, so I don't really care too much about my combinational ownership just because it's so small. This is interesting with Bucky. That's on the way left side of the board. That's cool. However, Drake London, 24 teams, 50% Kirk is interesting, 46% Najee, 41% Kamara. There's definitely some plays here that if we can avoid Christian Kirk, I don't mind. Like I think you can put Christian Kirk on every team. It's Mike Evans at 30%. Well, Mike Evans probably falls back in line somewhere close to here, so that's going to be a little more of a chalk type pick. Just because he falls up in line with ADP. And yeah, the overlay here is just going to help you get away from chalky stacks. But if it's next best available and maybe you think the player's mispriced, who cares? Just keep drafting them. But if you want to not be so heavily tied with, all your CMC or all your London teams, if this is 50% like Terry McLaurin and you don't care if it's Terry, T. Higgins, or Tyreek Hill, if you don't have a strong take there, then this can help assist you in making that decision. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people do London AJ Brown there. Also nice. London feels so overlooked by the community to me. Yeah, we're nearing 20% of Drake London here. I don't hate it. You know what? He was worth the 12 spot last year. Like, absolutely. It wasn't always pretty in Atlanta. We'll tell you that. But we did hit on Mooney and we did hit on Drake London. Mooney got hurt too. Almost put up 1,000-yard season. Just enough to suppress his ADP. Just got Nico BTJ. That's a sick one, too. Oh, my God. Magic Eagle coming in with the sauce. Next is 0% owned. You just hope it's not because CMC teams die. CMC is an interesting one this year, boys. It's an interesting one. He hurt so many people. He hurt me. I know my feelings were hurt. I thought I was so lucky with like 10.7% rolling the one spot. Thought I was lucky. Oh, shit. That's where people like post there like, oh, I only got the one hole like 4.8% of the time. Like, this sucks. And then CMC plays like one game, gets hurt. Christian McGurley's good. That's good. I agree with this. The thing is, like, if you're drafting CMC, you can't be wrong. That's where it's like, if you're fading CMC, you can definitely be wrong. I do what I want. One hole is buns, not gonna lie. Really? Like almost every year. Yeah, the 12 spot historically actually performs pretty well. Oh, boys. This went to +4. We lost steam. We lost steam. So close. We got to +1. We got to +1. One of you could have been the hero. It only took one to be the hero. I'm still holding on, though. Oh, +5. Oh, dear God. Snipers. Snipers in the building. The 4-hole Bobby likes. Gibbs, JT, and Garrett Wilson's a great start. No complaints there. Tyreek, Bucky, and Bijan's fun. A lot of 2 RB starts here. Chase Brown at 32. Since he doesn't draft an RB and he doesn't pass a single guy. Like, they don't draft an RB and maybe, like, he'll go ahead of, like, Marvin Harrison. That's the boost you get. That's the boost. I can't get there. Do I have a single share? I might have one. No. I have not even accidentally auto-drafted him. Breece Hall goes at 34. Ho-ho! Puka, A.J. Brown, and Breece Hall. Which, you got to think that's probably not that uncommon because you can get that at like 7. Puka at 7, A.J. Brown, Breece Hall at 31. But still a nice start. Ooh. I know. I think we have to do it, though. We have so much Mike Evans with our London, but I think we have to do it. We're going to double tap receiver here. Little CMC, Drake London, Xavier Worthy, and Mike Evans. Worthy didn't have the best regular season. He popped off, that first game with 2 tutties with 1 rushing touchdown. Oh, we're back to +3. We are back to... The wind is blowing the opposite direction. The wind is blowing the opposite direction for the $100 draft. But he really showed up in the playoffs. We're going to mix him in here. If Josh Allen, I like Josh Allen, man. At the 3-4 turn is criminal. It's criminal. Especially if you think you can outdraft the room in the rest of the draft. If you think you can find better values, better rookies, mispriced players, like getting an elite QB is still a big advantage. So I'll always be a believer. Also gives you elite ceiling at a onesie position, which is just nice. You can save a roster position. It's even better in 18-round drafts, but in the 20s, I still think it has its advantages. +2 for the bigger board. Go make me draft 2 at once, boys? Is that what we're doing? You guys want to see 2 at once? Trying to distract me with the 12-hole. You can get Garrett Wilson from the 1-hole, who's going at the 11 last year for no great reason. Yeah. Little overreaction. Like, Devontae Adams left, and you didn't really see him rise, which I think is very, very interesting. Where am I at on my Garrett Wilson shares? We're at 10.4. Justin Fields arrived. It canceled out Devontae Adams leaving. Shit. DJ Moore had a great season with Fields, though. I mean, Jets are going to be a dumpster fire, though. They're going to be a dumpster fire again. That's what happens, when you bring in Rodgers. He forces your team to trade the number 2 overall, their second round pick for Devonta Adams, and then they just get rid of him. That's such a LeBron move, man. Such a LeBron move. All right, little Joe Burrow in K-Walk. So 2 receivers through 5. this team also going to have a maximum of 2 receivers through 5. Jalen Hurts at 47 is criminal. Last year, based on price, my QB1 was Lamar Jackson. I think he cleared anyone else by 5%. That one smoked. This year, I like Allen, but if you're talking about value, mispriced players, oh my God. Oh my God. It's Jalen Hurts. It's Jalen Hurts. Completely mispriced. Now in this one where the QB sort of slide, it's not as crazy specifically in this room, but I hate when the names are this long and they just combine. This is brutal. They got to have a cap. They got to have a cap. Which if it's 16, would we be out? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Man, we're good. Just stay within. Just stay within your little thing there. George Kittle goes at 53. A little double elite tight end. McBride and Kittle, 3 receivers. I'm not a big fan of double elite tight end, but if you're going to do it with the tight end that can put up a 30-point game, and that's Kittle. +2. +2 for the bigger board. We went all the way to 5. We went to 1, then to 5. Now we're back at 2. Oh, man. A lot of Drake London with... Okay. Look at that. The chalk there on Achan with Worthy, 45.5%. Holy chill. Mike Evans, same thing. So at least I'm getting away from that with Evans. Really nice. Really nice. You guys should definitely check out bestballoverlay.com, promo code Pounders, especially if you guys are finishing off your big board drafts. See where you're too heavy, where you're too light. We get Kamara in this spot, which I think is really nice. Do we just double tap RB here? We're going to think. Have to think. I don't love this spot. Who's going to come back to us? So we're going to be picking at 84. Ugh. 84. It's just not a sick range to need any position. Travion Henderson's fine here. Devo seems meh. Do we give Judy a boost? Let's bring in Judy the booty here. Maybe it's a Sanders team at 200. It's going to be a 3 QB build anyways at this point. Gives us another late QB to target. Pull up Judy, 5.6%. I'm guaranteed there'll be an RB that I don't mind bringing in with that next pick. Or even Mahomes could slide, which he typically does. 84 is not a bad spot. Where's the Rice team? Rice team's over here. He'll have his first shot if he's comfortable with Mahomes is 75. That could make sense. No QB yet. We'll see what Huntman does. Kamara at 60, though, is, has to be correct. It just has to be right. (101 to 103). I find myself going wide receiver, RB, wide receiver. Sometimes sprinkle in McBride. RBs round 2, 3 seem so nice. I agree. Typically you're getting like JT, Bucky Irving. I'm not big on Josh Jacobs. I think Josh Jacobs could use the slide. Achan's been sliding, which is wild. The Achan slides beyond me. Right? He just gives you so much versatility. Like we can delay the third RB if we want, and we can sort of go like double anchor RB with CMC and Alvin Kamara. Just like draft like you're right, lean into CMC, lean into the volume here, bring in a ton of high upside rookies, and then a bunch of RB2s like Jerome Ford, right? And we can stack up at other positions. We'll see what comes back to us though. Myers at 69. My God. I covered it if you guys are just joining me now. We got 127 on X. What's up, guys? And 55 on the YouTube machine. Interesting news. It's not like the biggest news ever, but it's just things that make you say, Ian Thomas signs with the Raiders. Anyone think Michael Mayer's getting moved? Like at first look, this looks like absolutely nothing news. Like why would you do it? But obviously they used a good amount of capital on Michael Mayer, and they're not utilizing him the way that that makes sense for the price they paid. Are they going to try to move him? I wonder with that news. Yeah. Here's the other thing is Atlanta just smoke screening with Kirk Cousins right now. Just trying to raise the price as you get closer to the NFL draft. Just kind of putting pressure on other teams, saying like, yeah, we're comfortable just eating the contract with him as QB2 to try to boost the price. I think playing hardball could work there into their plan. The Bowers effect, absolutely. The run at RB, I'd prefer all these guys over Tracy. The Najee bring up to 73, I think, is sharp, but he has two receivers. Like, bro forgot to draft receivers. See if he can recover. One spot, trying to bury himself, though. Yeah, we know Stroop's going Golden or Amika there. If they both go here, I'll kind of be sad. Look how long this Underdog name is, bro. Yeah, they both go right before us. Absolutely tragic. But that's why we go receiver here, because there are RBs that I don't mind clicking in this range, and we got a QB as well. Question is, yeah, we're going TP here. We're bringing in the toilet paper. I think. Are we? Are we bringing in TP? I think we have to. This is going to solidify the RB room. We're going to obviously have to catch up at receiver, and it's going to be a 3 tight end build anyways. It's going to be 3 QBs as well. Travis Hunter was the other one that I was contemplating in that spot. Travis Hunter, Josh Downs. I still like the Downs pick a lot. We're at 14.6% Downs. Hawkinson ADPs. Like, I have him in a couple, I believe 2 bigger board drafts. Only at 4.9%, but he slides. He's sliding right now. Just depends on what your roster construction is at this point, and does he fit your team? In most cases for me, where we had boosted Mark Andrews so high, we were ending up with so much Andrews. So when it got to that spot, we didn't need a tight end, or I would just rather Tyler Warren on the back end. Dear God, please do not end up in Indy. Chad, that's solid. Staff in Stone drafting next to each other. And then you got Stroop. You got the 3 S's right here. They're plants. Underdog plants. What offense would take the biggest jump? I like this question. I think it could be the Jags. Houston could be there too, but the Jags scored like 18.8 points per game last year. So they're just an obvious one that could take a big jump. Obviously, T-Law health. What are they going to do for their wide receiver 2? They obviously need to bring in some help there, wide receiver 2. You could argue wide receiver 3 as well, but who'd they sign? Diami Brown? They get rid of Ingram, so they've Cole Strange. I think the Jags is a good shout. I think Houston could be a good shout. They scored around 22 points per game last year. A couple receivers went down, but they bring in Christian Kirk. Might help the offense a little bit. It's just the O-lines. We'll see what they do. O-line's going to be a need in the draft now. Let's see what we have here with our Mahomes shares. Let's see how the Mahomes combinational ownerships are looking. 66.7% Rice. It's only out of 6 teams. Ollie Gordon, Garrett Wilson. That's an interesting one. Damian Martinez. Looks like the Mahomes teams are going to be advancing. How much were they? Probably not that much. Not that much. First one. Nice to see. You guys are really, really testing me here. People are holding really strong. Like, this is crypto right now. Like, hold, push, pump. Ah, man. Bateman off, Shaheed off. Christian Kirk brought up to 99. What's he at, like 104 now? 106. Niners bounce back could be a really good shout. Bears is a good shout. Bears are definitely a good shout, especially like they started slow. Caleb rookie year. Would it take him like 4 or 5 games to throw a touchdown? Let's go. Are you in? +2. Is it to +1? Show us some. No. Probably go Hollywood and Njoku here. Probably just go Hollywood and Njoku here. Yeah. Absolutely. This just seems like a good spot to do exactly this. Potentially Penix on the way back around. +1 for the bigger board. +1. We're here again. It only takes one person. 189 watching. It only takes one hero to fill the bigger board draft. Gotta figure out why this is bugging right now. And it filled. We're live. OMG. No pun intended. It says someone's draft name. Candyman next to us. Mooncat. We are sandwiched. We got Steve in the 7 spot. So that's Meg in the other draft with us. Peppertone and Chad at the 12. Ooh. Sandwich. Absolute sandwich. All right. We still have to finish off this one, too. We're live. We're live. Good luck. Good luck. Strap in. Put the seatbelt on. Maybe we get double seatbelt. Race car. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. We got crypto in the 8 spot. I'll switch over in a sec. Let me get rid of this. We're Xing out of programs here. +4. 4 away. 3 away. 15 away. Maybe I don't want the people to see the ranks. Hide the ranks. Hide the ranks. Good luck, boys. Secure the car seats. Jesus. JJ goes at 2. I really like that move in high stakes. Higher stakes, I should say. $100, not really high stakes, but I mean, if you're doing 100 of these. Ooh. Do we just bring in CeeDee Lamb here? Hashtag be a man. Yep. Looks like we have Bijan in a 250 draft. We'll let him slide to 6. Mooncat could end up with something pretty sick here on that 12 hole, ready to draft. Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski. First 2 rounds. Oh my God. P Punch also in here. Cade in there. Yeah. It's all coming back to me. I don't know if Hawkberg or OMG are in the live or Razor. I could imagine. We got 215 watching, so bunch of sickos. Don't be a lurker. Come say hello in the YouTube machine. Fantasydogpound. Hit the sub. We're trying to get to 3K. That is the goal. That is the goal. Nico, Neighbors, Puka. Just released new CSV ranks today. That happens at least once a week. Typically, you're getting two a week, though. Penix goes at 123. Someone that I was hoping would slide closer to his ADP for us. We're basically locked in at ADP with London. Would have been a nice QB2 for this team. Now we're going to have to do some gymnastics. Obviously, Bakey Bake's gone. Yeah. I know who I want to slide to us. Let's see if it happens. Sometimes you just got to pray. Ty, I appreciate you retweeting the X post. Oh, Raymond's Razor. Let's go. Ray Z. Please say May's there. Oh, consolation prize, I guess. Let's just have a lot of fun with this room, and let's just put pressure at receiver here. Let's just put pressure at receiver. We're in the 12 hole. Put pressure on the room. London Worthy, Mike Evans, Judy, Hollywood Brown, Trey Harrison, Jaden Higgins with CMC, Kamar, Tony Pollard, Mahomes, and Njoku. 12 holes living. The 12 hole is living. Snowman's lurking. What's up, baby? Peanut in the house. What's up, dude? Peanut Punch. I like that logo. That's sick. Wonder what? I have we made a funny logo for our boy Bindies. I gotta find it. Bindle's obviously posting. Big Gym Cat posts a photo ripped up, all torn up. Bindy's big dude. He's been on his grind in the gym. And I told Grok to make... Oh, we'll go lad there. I told Grok to make my logo look like him. And this is what it came up with. Bindy's looking big. Boom! Dog Pound looking bigger, man. I'm sorry, dude. Grok is 1-0 on that request. It's the first time I used it. So funny. Beefcake Bindies is a great nickname. Beefcake Bindies is insane. Little CD lad. Let's refresh and get the overlay popping up here. Curious. Not too crazy. How about with Taylor? Ooh. Even lighter on JT. However, I'm pretty confident I can get an RB in the third round that I'm going to like. If DJ Moore's there, I probably would have preferred JT. We'll see what happens. It's basically, we're probably between these three players. We're plus 14 over here. Tyreek Hill goes at 26. I don't think I was scrolled up all the way. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with going Ladd McConkey in the second there with the options we're given here. Is this the draft where we go Josh Jacobs at 29? This seems like the spot. We'll bring in our second share of Josh Jacobs. We get him to slide to a spot that I think is a little better for his price. We just recently boosted him up a little bit too. I'm getting a little FOMO now. Getting a little Josh Jacobs FOMO. Gross. Didn't love taking CMC in high stakes, but hope for good health. That's the thing, as long as he doesn't get injured early into the season, it's pretty easy to advance 4 out of 12. So there's a little more leeway, and you still get that upside. Still get that upside. Lamar goes at 30. Oh, that's spicy. Before Josh Allen, spicy spice. I mean, it's last year's what should have been MVP. So, Steph, what's up? We filled the bigger board, a midday draft. It took a minute, but we did fill it. And this draft's going quick, which I appreciate, guys. I appreciate. Good luck in that meeting, dude. Good pick with Taylor. JT is a first-round pick. Easily could be. Hi, buddy. You want to say hello? Oh, I just smoked my drink.
Yeah. Come here, buddy.
Let's go. The big board. The bigger board.
Dada.
Dada. Is that you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you say pounders?
Bye.
That was pretty good. I did not practice that. He has zero practice with that. Say Flowers goes. Ooh. You want blue bar?
Yeah.
Should we go James Cook? I need your help. Don't leave yet, dude. I need your advice. I like one of these two, to be honest. I think James Cook slander's gone kind of far. Let's go Jane Daniels though. Let's live a little bit. Catch up on this. Cedric Tillman we like here. Every team's an A-Rich team. Oh, no way I forgot to turn on my fan for the... What about, let's go A-Rich first here. And then we might actually go... I'll get the cam turned on in a sec. Dada. Gerendo? No, this is the CMC team. Staffy. This is gross one. I think I'm just comfortable going Cedric Tillman. And then could be done at receiver. We have a triple in Cleveland. Kiddo threw me off. Who's he work for? Who's he working for right now? There we go. We're live. What's up, buddy? Yeah, so we got the triple in Cleveland. Absolutely have to go Shadur Sanders. Make that bet. We could... Someone said Kirk Cousins, which is a good shout. The Kirk Cousins is a good shout as well. Olave, Godwin. Let's go Olave. Maybe we get DK Debo to fall to 68. Who hired him to distract me? Which one was it? 2381. Definitely done at receiver now. 3 tight ends. RB still looking good. 3 QBs. This is going to be a fun draft, especially there's so many running backs there to come back to us. Let's just queue some up in case. I don't know what. Do we get spicy? Thanks, guys. Thank you. Good sport. Appreciate you guys. He stole my thunder. He stole my thunder. I have to watch that back. Gotta see how elite the Pounders was. It was soft. But it was there. I need 1 sec. Absolutely smoked the Yeti filled with water. Absolutely smoked it. and the closest thing I have to me is like an Under Armour black shirt that just does not absorb water. Oh, man. All right. We're back. This draft's now going slow all of a sudden. K-Walk, Kamara, Godwin, Sutton, Kittle, Waddle, Trayvon Henderson, Juwan Jennings. Man, I can't get there. I can't get there at 61. Yeah, damn you, anti-moisture technology. Stupid. I can't get there, Chad. I appreciate you taking them, though. I gotta say, I appreciate you taking them. Debo doesn't come back to us. It was kind of a far cry. About 6-pick slip. Could have happened, but I don't know. I think Debo's also like, I don't love the landing spot. Like, it's good, but are they going to use him as a running back where they already have Jane Daniels? And then there's another thing. Like, B-Rob didn't slide off of the Debo news, and he should have. This is someone that could potentially take 3 to 4 touchdowns away on top of already having Jane Daniels there. So some interesting things going on in Washington right now. And, like, drafters just don't make any adjustment. This is where we go golden, I think. Pretty confident I'm going to get an RB back that I like. Not so confident I'm going to get a receiver back that I like, especially with this run here. Here we go. You were all about Debo. I take Jennings, then grief about him. Dude, that's how the streaming business works right there. You got to talk a guy up till he gets drafted, then you come off the click. All right. Oh, man. This room's punishing me right now. Punishing the 12 spot. What else is new? Jaden Reed goes to 69. Rate this wide receiver room. Collins, A.J. Brown, Garrett Wilson, Golden, Hunter, Bateman, Trey Harris. Oh, that's sick. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to go with, like, do you have Lamar? I'm not, like, huge on, oh, no way. Is this the Higgins team? He falls back to the Higgins team. Something you see in these higher stake drafts, more so than the big boards especially. People not taking the uncorrelated Joe Burrow. Really nice slide there. I'd say it's like an 8.7, 8.8. I like it. Couple rookies there. You got a lot of rookies. Maybe we'll go like 8.4. On the clock. Please, someone be there. Oh, Harvey's gone too. The punishment. The punishment. Maybe this is a quorum team. We have Damian Martinez. We're going to bring in Shadur Sanders and just play that he ends up in Cleveland with that triple stack. And then we're going to go 2 late tight ends. Candyman on the clock. Oh, dear. Receivers drying up, boy. Receivers drying up. Let's go. Let's go. Get Najee at 77. We played that one well. In my opinion. Where we bring in Golden a little early but still get Naj. I like the way that worked. Lamar and Stroud. I like it a little better with Lamar for sure. He hasn't been a successful runner for 3 years. Well, last year, remember, he came in. Didn't he lose weight? And then they're like, oh, yeah, like we actually, like CMC's out. Like, we need you to run the ball. And it was just not the same. Like, CMC opens up the game so much for other players that it did not work. It did not work well. But, like, these numbers are fine. So I wouldn't say he wasn't a successful runner for 3 years. I mean, 5 tutties, 3 tutties, 8 tutties. These numbers aren't anything special, but, like, that's a lot of touches to take away from even Jay and Daniels. But we get a 5-pick slide there, so I don't mind bringing him in. And they could. This is another risk. Like I think you see maybe more of an explosive type guy. They should have some sort of change of pace back that's explosive and that can catch the ball. I think that would be a great addition to Washington. Peppertone, do you like drafting and sharper? Haha, we're so smart. Rooms, I'm assuming, like this. Less likely to get big value, but more likely people stay in their lane. Yes and no. Right? I would say yes and no. Your teams, you feel better about them because typically they're correlated. People are staying in their lane, like you said, but you're not getting all of those sleepy sleeps typically. So you're not ending up with a full team of like your favorite guys. You're more likely to fall on the sword on players that are falling. You know, some people call that ADP value. Some people call it falling on the sword. All depends where you have them ranked, and that's where I like having my preset ranks. Yeah, Debo hasn't been putting up the best receiver numbers, I would argue. You're not taking him for his, like, this season's gone, right? Like the nut outcome Debo season, the cliff is hit. I'd argue if you're not going to use him as a running back, like, how many games did he miss last year? One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. He missed like 3 games. We get the Hawk falling at 92. I think we just bring in Pittman here. Yeah. Damn. Wouldn't have minded Warren there at 92, but also another team that he probably slides here after they drafted RB. We're up in 2 picks in the big board. Oh, Braylon Allen just goes at 203. Why'd I have to see that? Why'd I have to see that? We need tight ends here in this spot too. I'm gonna go Brashad Smith and Schultz. Don't even have to think about it. So far in the bigger board, 1-2-5-0, Jaden Daniels, Jacobs, Najee Harris, Lamb, Ladd, Chris Olave, Matthew Golden, Michael Pittman. Ton of tight ends. So sure, if we don't get Hawkinson there, like it is what it is. If you want to go tight end, you can just go Andrews, Warren, one of these other guys. What I do want to do is put off my QB for someone like Dak. Potentially Justin Herbert could fall too. Back to us a little bit after ADP. ETN sitting there. I think that's the way Chris goes here. He goes Andrews. I think this could just be ETN. I think this just has to be ETN. Don't mind Kirk there either. But I sort of, with this team, I sort of want to go for a little more upside type players. But Kirk, every team's a Kirk team. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Yeah, we've never seen players get paid and then suck. Jaden is the man. Jaden's clutch. He's got the clutch factor. He's got the Tom Brady, Mahomes clutch factor. Tune to the Commanders go burr. Yeah. We'll see if Tootin sneaks into the second round based off his combine. John goes 107. Yeah, Kirk got off the board pretty quickly thereafter. Baker Mayfield at 104. Hollywood Brown goes off a little early at 106. John slides, which I think is correct. Like he, in my opinion, at his ADP, he's been sliding a little bit day by day. Not much, but closer to 100, I don't mind him. Just when he was going at like 92, 91. At the same time, you have Hawkinson and Mark Andrews falling. Miss Tootin's in the 240s. No chance taking him at 138 now. Yeah, 138's rich. I think my Tootin's been going down. Yeah, it's been going down. It's just a lot of people are taking him over Spears. And this is a good spot for us. Like, pick whoever you want here, Mooncat. I feel pretty comfortable with those two guys. See what it ends up being. He goes Love. So we can go Warren. Ooh. If we go Warren, let's go Justin Herbert. Let's get strong at QB. Here I'm pretty comfortable stopping at 2 as well. We're up in 8 picks. This could have been maybe Dak at 125. We'll see where Dak goes. If Dak goes off before 125, I'm happy with the Herbert click. Either way, I don't think you can go wrong here with Herbert. Swift off at 117 is a surprise to me, I will say. We have him at 143, closer to like where Dowdle used to be. All right, final 2 picks for the bigger board team, or the big board draft that we did while we were waiting for the bigger board to fill. 3-5-8-2 so far. Mahomes, A-Rich, and Shadur Sanders. CMC, Kamara, Tony Pollard, Damian Martinez, Brashard Smith. London, Worthy, Evans, Judy, Hollywood, Trey Harris, Jane Higgins, and Cedric Tillman. Njoku Schultz. It's RB. It's either RB tight end or tight end. Probably just going to go RB tight end to finish this one out. What about mixing in a little Sean Tucker here, where we have Evans too? A little team correlation. We'll wait for Meg to make her pick here. See what Candy does. The Candy Mansion. Maybe Luther Burden to Dallas. Luther Burden's been sliding, though, for first-round projections. Loveland or Ingram here? I'm good with either or. Pretty similar investment, 416 versus 300. And this is the trade-off, right? And we can talk about that in a sec, too. Yeah, let's go Sean Tucker and then tight end of your choice. Conklin or Theo Johnson. I think this is an interesting one, guys. What would you rather? Like, we have the double stack with Najee and Lad McConkey, but would you rather Dak with Lamb and potentially you get Ferguson? Or would you rather Justin Herbert there with Najee and Lad McConkey, but you get Colson Loveland? I think that's an interesting one. Or would you rather Warren and Dak? Because I don't think Justin Herbert makes it back to us. They could. They could. You know this team wants to run the ball, man. You know this team wants to run the ball. Yeah, Steve, this is a good point. We'll see. I don't think the NFL is going to. Yeah, Chad just did what we did in the last draft. Jane Higgins at 133. We'll see how much they value just athleticism over some of the red flags that he has. But Neal, Sampson, Harvey, Giddens. I'd expect Giddens to go ahead of him, but Neal's probably expected to as well. What do we do here? What do we do here? It goes likely. Goddard at 140. Just it's talking. It's talking to me. But I also like QJ here. I think we have to go QJ. Receiver's going to dry up quick. Receiver's going to dry up fast. There's going to be plenty of tight ends to draft from. We're going 3 anyways. And like Jaden Higgins went off at 133. So some of these guys are going to start getting pressed up. And there's not a ton of receivers left until like Adam Thielen. You can get some of these late guys, but again, a lot of people are going to be targeting these late guys. That's the way I've been treating it. I still think he's worth mixing in, but probably a little more landing spot dependent. And we'll see. We'll let the draft capital talk to us after the NFL draft, but he did put up some freaking crazy numbers. J.J. McCarthy off, Bryce Young, Trevor Lawrence, a little run at QB here. DJ Giddens off the board with Spears. This is the team that I think started slow at receiver too, right? No, that's the other draft. That was this one. He didn't really catch up. Geno Smith at 146 gets a little T-Law slip to 143. First 2 QBs for the 2-hole. 2 probably really good values. And Goddard goes at 148. I was wondering when this guy was going to come off the board. Oh. I think this one's close. Let's go Ferguson here. Could have been a Cedric Tillman spot as well. We'll bring in Ferguson with CeeDee Lamb. Maybe you get some sort of crazy 2-touchdown spike week 16. Lamb falls flat. You push through. Lamb with the big Fergie week. Nolan asking Razor, what we doing, my guy? What are we doing? Razor in the 3-hole. Gibbs, T. Higgs, Terry McLaurin, James Cook, Chuba Hubbard, Joe Burrow, Shakir, Jalen McMillan, Zach Charbonnet. Four QBs. I saw this and I just figured he stopped at 3. Oh, he wants all them points. I know what he's doing. He's going to go, after this draft, he's going to go back to the girl or the bar and just be like, hey, baby, you see this projection? Psh, look at my projection. What's up? What's up, Josh? Yeah, 100%. Yeah, true. Gets a super value on Joe Burrow and then dries up the room. I love it. It's really good for us. Where we have Jaden Daniels and Justin Herbert. We're pretty comfy. Really like the Ford pick here. Really like the Ford pick. Would have been a dream if Ford fell back to us. Which is crazy to say, but he just goes in a good range. He goes in a good range that's worth the risk. What you gonna tell Ray about this? What you gonna tell Ray? Hit 200K on a fast puppy with 4 QBs. But what do I know? There's no way, dude. God, what are we doing? What are we doing, Underdog? I hit the back button on the mouse. Elite. Let's go Harvey here. Ton of Javonte. I can stand to chill out a little bit on Javonte. Harvey's RB4 here is really fun. We'll see what comes back to us. We're going to ride this wave, though. We're going to ride the wave. I think we're in a really good spot, and I'm curious how these teams are doing with QBs. Bo Nix could get hit. Just T-Law and Gino. So, like, he's already causing the room to change how they're drafting right now, which is good for us. Caleb and JJ. Candyman needs a third one. We could go a third one as well. That'd really dry up the room. Steve with Hurst and Purdy, he's probably good. Caden with Mahomes and Bakey Bake. I could see 3 or stop at 2. Either one's fine. Allen team just has 1. Pepitone's got 2 nice ones. A little slide on Goff, too. Oh, we just did the 9 spot. Dak and Tua, that's one I'd probably want 3. Try to get someone with rushing upside. That's like an A-rich team to me. That team screams A-rich. Fields and Penix. Chad probably needs the 3rd as well. Yeah, I want to be drafting tight end in the last round. I think we're just going Damian Martinez here. Let's bring him up the board. This is about where we have him ranked as well. 170, so falls a couple picks in our ranks. We're just drafting a balanced team here. Correlated balance feels good. Feels good. A few more rounds to go. Isaiah Bond runs a 4.35 40-yard dash at his pro day. That's a little better. That's a little better. That is a little better. What did he run at the combine? Isaiah Bond is closer to, was it 4.38? No, it was 4.39. Yeah, I remember. What did he say? He was going to run faster than Worthy or something? And then he did not. What is going on, Underdog? Yeah, 4.35. It's definitely an improvement. I don't know how official those times are. Yeah, not accurate. What do they have? They usually have a few people doing it, and then they just like average them. But yeah, he talked a huge game, and he set the bar really high for himself. And then he fell short. Here we see Coker slide, which I think is closer to what should be happening. Like we're behind him in the CSV by 16 picks. Like you're seeing it happen in where it matters the most, higher stakes. This is interesting though. This is an interesting spot. I think we just go Bond here. We're going to bring in Bond. I think this team can stand it. We have a ton of Bond with Lamar. Makes a ton of sense. Bond hasn't finished his 40 yet from the Combine's crazy. We're up in 6 picks. 2-5-7-2. We're stopping at 6 here for RBs. We're going to stop at 2 QBs. We'll still be top 4 at QB strength, in my opinion, with these two. We need 3 tight ends. And the extra QB spot will free up a receiver. Tight end, receiver, running back, receiver. Isn't Bond just AD Mitchell without a landing spot? We'll bring Jack up. Oh me, oh my. 3 picks left. So far we're sitting at 2-5-8-2. Slayton off, Douglas off. Capu's a national treasure. He was hurt. That's why he didn't run, not because he's really slow. He could end up in a spot where he's the 3-down back. It's just he's an interesting one. I think he's a little pricey where he goes, but how much do I have? Probably like 4. Yeah, 4.2%. I grab him when he slides. Fancy Carson Steele's hilarious without the crocodile, though. So. Dude, just go get him, man. Go get him. My favorite is the advanced analytics over what you saw with your eyes. That's my favorite. You gotta trust the advanced analytics. I'm not saying that's Cam, but at those, y'all know what I'm talking about. He's James Conner. That's probably closer to his nut outcome. Thing is, James Conner's in a spot where he just gets the workload. Massive workload. I think James Conner's his ceiling. He kind of has to be James Conner for where he goes. He goes right next to, he goes close to Charbonnet. I think they're less than a round apart. Charbonnet's 105, and Cam goes at 116, so about a round. That's crazy. Jeez. Yeah. All right, we need a third tight end here. We need another running back. Brashad Smith off the board. Ollie off the board. We weren't getting those guys anyways. I don't mind Conklin here. Elijah Mitchell's interesting. Oh, we did it! All right, we bring in a little bit of spice at the end of the draft. We'll bring in everyone's newest favorite highlight video to watch on YouTube, and I bet you didn't even make it all the way through the highlight video. I bet you guys stopped like 64% of the way through. You're like, I've seen enough. I've seen enough. Stop. That's too much, dude. We've gone too far. Maybe like our this is like, are we relating this to like hair loss? Because that would be crazy. That'd be crazy. That's more correlated to kids. That's more correlated to kids. Torrey Horton. I've seen a couple sharp people bring in Torrey Horton. Mostert to Vegas. We still have one Antonio Gibson believer besides myself. This is probably tight end here, I would say. Let's bring in Conk. This pick could be just complete trash, but 19th round correlated. Super heavy on the Chargers offense. What can go wrong? We have a ton of Chiggy, too. How much Chig do we have? Yeah, 509er. I like this kid's a rookie. Has a little trouble staying healthy, but I like this tight end room. Ingram, Ertz. Bring in Elijah. That's a nice tight end room. Oh shit! No, I just got the clean buzz. Daniels, Herbert, Josh Jacobs, Najee Harris, Travis Etienne Jr., RJ Harvey, Damian Martinez is really fun. That screams fun. Again, 4 out of 12 advance. Lamb, Ladd, Chris Olave, Matthew Golden, Michael Pittman Jr., Quinn Johnson, Isaiah Bond, Jack Besh, and Kyle Williams with Coulson, Loveland, Ferguson, and Conklin. I mean, you get a good landing spot at Coulson. Like, Tyler Conklin doesn't have to do shit. The meat gazer in the house. What's up, dude? Dude, after going to Italy and seeing some of the paintings and hearing the stories, that hits harder. Hits a lot harder when you've seen it. That shit's crazy. Nice couple of drafts. Yeah, we got our warm-up. You know, we got a nice warm-up draft in before the stream today. Got to get in the waters. You got to do your stretches before you just jump on. Can't just jump on cold turkey. Can't just jump in cold turkey. That's how you get eaten by the sharks here. Danny Dimes. Whew, God. You got two of the most hated QBs on the same team. What's next? Rodgers to Indy? Shit. Troy Franklin at 233s. Seems about right. Brandon Cooks. What are we doing at Jarquez? I mean, we can go dust here. We can sort of go dusty. Also don't mind like Keaton Mitchell. I've been trying to get myself to click him. It's just you need so much courage. Let's just make the bet we get 2 good landing spots out of these 3 rookies. Live a little bit. Brother backfield, bring in ETN. That's hilarious. Oh shit! Can you share this? Share the team in the Discord, man. We actually have a channel just for that to show off your wins. Wow, Discord threw out an update since we've been live. It actually looks sick. Discord info is in the chat. It's in the description of the video as well. We have over 500 sickos that hang out with us off stream, doing drafts, filling drafts. If you want to know how we filled a bigger board at 2 p.m., a lot of it is the magic happens in the Discord, and it's just nonstop. We'll give it a little sneak peek here. We got a little draft grade section for the boys, little risers and fallers. Could be risky too to scroll through here on live and see what Nick Bach has shared for a GIF, but we're safe so far. Yeah, I'll cover the teams real quick after, and then we got a skedazzle. But if you guys enjoyed the stream, you guys enjoy the higher stakes drafts, we're gonna be drafting all summer long. We drafted all summer long last year. So guys, go down, slap the like if you enjoyed this one. If you enjoy the high stakes, we're going to be doing another 250 draft soon. So hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications so you never miss when we go live. I always appreciate you coming in and dropping a hello. A hello. We end up with the 2693. Definitely a little less common for us with the 9 receivers, but I think this one makes sense with where the capital was spent. Fun draft. All right, let me know where you guys drafted from, because I forget. I don't know if the 1 spot or 2 spot are in the live. If you are, I'll cover it. This one's to Ray Z, who what tournament you take down for 200? That's a fat stack. 4-5-7-4. Burrow, Drake May, Stroud, and Bryce Young. Obviously extremely strong here. Let's see the correlation. Yeah, he's got him correlated with, I think, every tight end. Gibbs, James Cook, Chuba, Charbonnet, Rachaad White. I'm good with the RBs there. That looks perfect. T. Higgins, McLaurin, Shakir, Jalen McMillan, Michael Wilson. I'd say receiver looks a little light. My God. If Jermaine Burton could just get his head on straight, you'd get some spike weeks out of him. He would be a better Slayton. We'll see. I don't think it's going to happen. Jaceki, Schultz, Henry, and Sanders really sick getting all 4 tight ends. Look how pretty that looks with the overlay, too. BestBallOverlay.com, promo code Pounders, all caps, for 25% off. Drop the plug. Caleb Williams, J.J. McCarthy, and Derek Carr. Looks pretty good to me. Barkley, J.T. Swift, Pacheco, Wright, Antonio Gibson, Jaden Blue. Brings in a speedster to end it. I like Pacheco at 124. That's where I've been clicking him. DJ Moore, Devonta Smith, Jordan Addison, Jane Reed, Luther Burden, Alec Pierce, and DeAndre Hopkins. 5 receivers through Luther Burden, brings in Alec Pierce. I'm good with it. Mark Andrews, Goddard, and Juwan Johnson. Correlating a couple of those picks. Even gets the late Carr, Juwan Johnson stack. Mooncat, Greg is at 6. Yeah, we'll cover Greg. Lamar Jackson, Jordan Love, and Cam Ward's a nice trio. Bijan, K-Walk, Jalen Warren, Braylon Allen, Austin Eckler, Kendre. 3 RBs by Jalen Warren. A.J. Brown, Zay Flowers, Calvin Ridley, Brent Ayuk, Bateman, double stack. Wicks, Douglas, Vell, Kraft for a nice little double there with Love. It brings in Likely, and Chiggy's nice. Steve's team, Hurts, Purdy, and Staffy. Staffy at 175 when someone drafts 4 QBs is pretty sick. That's crazy value. CMC, Kamara, Stevenson. Brings in Cam, Devin Neal, and Justice Hill. I'm good with that. I mean, you can do so much around drafting around CMC playing the whole year that, yeah, you could stop at 5 here if you wanted. Nico Collins, Evans, Ricky Pearsall, Amika, Cedric Tillman, Jalen Knoll, Slayton, and Cooks. I'm good with it. I'd like to find a different click than Cooks. Even like if Ty Felton's there, Cooks just seems a little dusty to me. Ingram, Ertz. I like the tight end room a lot. Arroyo. I was hoping Higbee to come back around. That would have been sick, too. That would have been a sick back stack. And a good idea, too. Mahomes, Bakey, Bacon, Jameis. Let's go. Jameis going to be a little lower owned, too. That's for sure. Probably rightfully so. Even if we knew he's a giant from the start. H.N. Hall, but how can you not? With neighbors, how can you not? H.N. Hall, Aaron Jones, Sampson, Ollie Gordon. I like the capital spend here. It looks good. Neighbors, Rice, and Godwin, correlating his top 3 receivers with the QB. Judy, Leggett, Palmer, Zane Rose, Amari Cooper, and Troy Franklin. Interesting. It works, man. It definitely works. He just threw a ton of darts at receiver. I don't mind it at all. Like the Royals click. You get Amari Cooper to fall to 209. Like, why not? Kelsey, Kincaid, and Kate Ottenstrong. Hopefully. I mean, I'm not super in on Kelsey or Kincaid, but 3 tight ends. You're looking for that tight touchdown equity there. Kyler Murray, Jared Goff, and Jackson Dart. Derrick Henry, Judkins, Tootin, Tank Bigsby, Ford, and Raheem Sanders, Rocket Sanders. It might be a little light, but it could work. You get a nice little slide, 11 picks on Tank, Bigsby. You get a good landing spot for Tootin and Judkins, who should just, no matter what, at least have a change of pace role. Just explosive type player. He would be sick on Washington. Ford, I think, is a great pick at ADP, even if I only have 4.9% because I can't stop clicking Cedric Tillman and Jaden Higgins. So now I'm making the switch. Amon-Ra, Marv, Devontae Adams, Travis Hunter, Hollywood Brown. Yeah, you ends up bringing a couple guys up. Dobbs. LKU Minor. I like him. He's potential. I think he's last projected second round. I haven't minded the click at all. He had a good combine. He actually didn't rise. And then Restreps low, falling a little bit, but can play ball. George Kittle, Komet, and Mason Taylor. And the 40 is going to be more important for running backs than it is receivers, but god damn, you got old linemen running faster than that. Kittle, Komet, and Mason Taylor's fun. Yeah, I'm good with that. Nice draft. You need some shit to go right at running back, but who doesn't? Who doesn't? I don't think P Punch is in here. Let me know if you are. Oh, dude, this is a good one. This might be the best one I've seen yet. Xavier a step slow is crazy. Fields, Penix, and Sanders. Ooh, Chad. Ooh. Had to reach up for Fields there, too. Chase Brown, Trayvon Henderson, Pollard, Strong, Davis, Jordan James, Will Shipley. Aren't you worried? Aren't you worried about A.J. Dillon? Drake London, Garrett Wilson, Worthy, Twan Jennings, Mooney, Jane Higgins, Wandale, and Savion Williams. I had higher hopes for his combine, and it wasn't there. But tall guy could end up as a nice little red zone target for someone in the right landing spot. Njoku Pitts and Michael Mayer. Maybe leaning into the news that we shared earlier today on Ian Thomas ending up in Vegas. Maybe get Mayer moved, but pretty sweet. The QB room looks a little rough, but correlating Garrett Wilson, London, Mooney, Pitts. You did what you could. You did what you could in the 12 spots, sir. Good work. All right, guys. Appreciate you coming out. If you enjoy the stream, go down, drop the like, hit the subscribe button, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Pounders.